So yesterday I warned you that there's going to be pre-inflation number jitters, and now we have the inflation numbers, and the inflation numbers came in more or less at expectations, and so now the market is starting to run again and we are getting the license to continue the pump. And that's exactly what's happening. You can see the pumps absolutely continue. You can see the bubbles are all green and it's back to business on the pump. In this pump though, we're going to get a whole lot of retail investors coming into the market. And these retail investors are going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. I've seen it before, and I think we're about to get into the part of the cycle where retail investors land up making a lot of money. But the way that these retail investors are investing is not the same way that we are investing. And that's why you may think that you're missing some of the big pumps in the market. So today, I'm going to show you what the retail investors are buying and how the retail investors are making all their money. And then we're going to make a decision as to whether or not we should be investing a little bit more like the retail investor. These retail investors are actually going to make millions, and I'm going to show you a list of coins that they're actually going to be buying. So let's go. Let's get the show on the road. I think if anything today, you're going to be mind blown by how easy it is to make money. And I'm going to give you a list of coins where you're going to just see how these retail investors are making money. And then you can decide whether or not you want to invest like a retail investor. Because sometimes I think we're just trying to be too smart. And when you try and be too smart, that's when you don't make money. Now, I bet you that you've been looking at your portfolio and you're saying you've been looking at your portfolio and going, man, how did I not catch Peanut doing 235% or 1,214% this week? How did I not catch Doge? How did I not catch Bonk or all these other ones that have moved? And that's because you're not investing like a retail investor. And this is the part of the market where the retail investors are here and they're here to make money, and they are the ones making all the money. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you exactly which coins we should be buying. I'm going to show you exactly how the retail investors think and how they invest. And then we're going to make a decision as to which tokens to put our money in. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to give you a list of 5 tokens if you love risk, and 5 tokens if you don't love risk. At the end of it, you're going to land up with 10 tokens, and you can make a decision as to where you want to invest. So if you like that idea, then what I need you guys to do is to obliterate the like button, destroy the like button. Here I am in Bangkok. It is 11 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, and I'm here bringing you crypto love and crypto wisdom. Instead of being at all the events and the side events, I'm rather here with you guys. So that shows you where my priorities are. All I'm asking to do is destroy the like button. Let's see if we can get to 7,000 likes today. I think we can get there. But let's get going. So let's quickly look at where we were yesterday, just quickly before we get into retail investors, so that you can understand the lay of the land. So we're back in business. You can see that we are about to hit 90,000. In fact, I know that if I can find the prayer, and I'm not sure that if I even have the prayer here. Let's see if I have the prayer here. I think if we can find the prayer and we can play the prayer, we can single-handedly get Bitcoin to $90,000. Let's try. We can do it. 89,970, 89,900, 90,000. We did it. That prayer, we put the prayer on. We got the 90,000, guys. We put the prayer on. We got the 90,000. It never, ever, ever fails us. It never, ever, ever fails us. That prayer. Holy shit! It doesn't matter. It never fails us. Anyway. So let's look at where we were yesterday. Yesterday, I told you guys that I was a little bit worried about the funding rates, and that I thought there was going to be a short-term leverage flash out. You can see the funding rates were yellow yesterday. Now, yellow means that there's high funding. And for those people who don't know what high funding means, it means that people are taking a lot of leverage to buy tokens. And usually when that happens, we get destroyed. The leverage gets flashed and gets destroyed. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. I was 100% right in my prediction yesterday. We got a little dip, and to see the dip, I'm going to take you back to the hourly, because that's where you can actually see the dip that we had yesterday. So we dipped all the way back down to around 85,200. And that was as the leverage got flashed. Now, when you look at the leverage flash yesterday, effectively what happened is the rates came back to normalized rates. Okay, so we flashed out the leverage. About $900 million, I think, was liquidated. So in terms of liquidations, there was about $928 million of liquidations. when that happened, the funding rates pretty much reset. We went back to normal funding rates. You can see that right now it's costing you about 15% a year to borrow on Bitcoin, and 14% a year to borrow on ETH, and 10% a year to borrow on Sol. So the funding rates are normal. Now yesterday, before this, the funding rates were much higher. They were like sometimes over 100%, right? So in terms of the funding rates are now pretty much reset, and we have the inflation numbers out. And when you combine the fact that the funding rates are reset and the inflation numbers are out, what you get is you basically get the license to continue the pump. So leverage reset, inflation numbers, which was the one thing the markets were nervous about, are back in expectations, and that takes Bitcoin over 90,000 while we're live on the stream. So now you can see the license is here to pump. And that's exactly what's happening. Market absolutely ripping. At the same time, what you should have noticed yesterday was that the recovery was super fast, which is what I said to you would happen. I said, it's just a short-term recovery. I even, in the title, I called it a quick liquidation. That's exactly what happened. It was a quick liquidation. And then what you saw is that Bitcoin actually climbed $5,000 in a matter of minutes. And that just shows you the insane momentum that we currently have with Bitcoin. And I want to try and explain to you how this momentum actually plays out, okay? So the momentum, how it plays out is, it feels like what took us a long time to achieve. Like it took us 9 years to go from $0 to $20,000 per Bitcoin. And if you look at Bitcoin now, we added $20,000 in 1 week, right? And so that just shows you the power of momentum. Once you start getting the momentum, something that used to take us 9 years to get to takes a week. Now, if you extrapolate that forward and you say, well, once we hit 100, I think what's going to happen is we're going to get to 150 and 200 very quickly, right? So someone says Pepe is in Robinhood. We're going to talk about that. So we are now in a point where we have momentum. Think about it like momentum. Think about momentum like a snowball. It starts off with a very slow snowball, and it rolls and it rolls and it rolls, and the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And when the snowball gets big, every time it rolls, you get a lot of snow around it. Or you can think about it, for those of you who know what a dung beetle is, it's like how the dung beetle just rolls the shit, the dung. And so that is how momentum actually works, right? It took us 9 years to get from 0 to 20,000 per coin. In just 1 week, we added 20, which means that when we get to 100, it's going to go 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, and that can happen really quickly, which is why you need to be in the market. And the main thing is that now we're starting to follow the normal cycle. So believe it or not, even at this pump, we're still not where we're supposed to be if we were to track the previous cycles. I showed you something similar yesterday, but now we have a much clearer chart. So in order to crack this chart, this blue line has to go over this purple line over here. And then we start to go parabolic if we were to track exactly on the 4-year and the election year cycle. So I think what I'm trying to show you guys here is that this is the beginning, and we're starting to gain a lot of momentum, and therefore I believe that a lot of people are going to start making a lot of money. We're starting to get a big amount of FOMO into the market now. So right now we're in this market where everybody wants in, because everybody wants to emulate how everybody else makes money, right? So like a lot of people have heard about a lot of people making a lot of money in Bitcoin. They want in. And that creates a huge FOMO, which is exactly the season that we're in now, right? And so we're now noticing that it's almost like with the ETFs, which is, remember, where the institutional and the retail investors are buying in, we are now getting days where it's pretty much like almost every day is $1 billion inflow into Bitcoin as the price continues to go up. So as like the first, we had $1 billion, then yesterday we had another $817 million. 2 days before that we had $1.3 billion. We're pretty much getting to a point now where every day $1 billion flows into the ETF. That is two effects. That is the effect of the FOMO, and that is the momentum effect kicking in. And the same thing's happening on ETH, right? We finally got all the outflows out of ETH, and we've had like 3 days now where we've had like nearly 100. So the first day we had 85, then 295, then 135. So now retail are starting to go into Bitcoin and into ETH and starting to really FOMO into the market. Now, I want to just show you how quickly this can happen. this is how quickly the IBIT ETF reached $40 billion relative to any other ETF in the world. This is what the chart of the ETF basically looks like, okay? You can see that we're onto a very, very, very unique exponential digital asset class, the likes of which the world has never seen, right? And the rate of growth of this asset class is the likes of which the world has never seen. And that is why we're starting to get this insane momentum in the price. And that's why I think the change in mindset says, you've got to stop thinking about it as $1,000 up in Bitcoin, $1,000 up in Bitcoin. Start thinking about it more like this. 9 years to get to 20,000 per coin and 20,000 just added in 1 week. That is what exponential actually looks like. And that's the part that we're getting in here. So my prediction around here is that peak FOMO is about to kick in. And when peak FOMO starts to kick in, for those of you who haven't been here, you can't really imagine how quickly this market goes up. You're starting to get a taste of it now, but you can't really imagine, you know, like they use the term, your face will melt. And that's really the only explanation, or the only way that I can explain how quickly this market goes up. This market goes up so quickly that it causes your face to melt. That's pretty much how fast this market lands up going up. And the reason why that's happening is because of greed. People want in. There's a whole lot of FOMO, and people want into this market. Now, when you look at the fear and greed index, we're now at the point of extreme greed. And a lot of people say, okay, well, we're at extreme greed, it's going to dump, right? But it's not like that. Because if you go back to the previous 2020, and you look at the fear and greed index, and you look at where we are now, number one, the fear and greed index now is not where we were in 2020 at this point in time. Also, look at how long the fear and greed index remained at these levels. So it got to the same levels at the end of October, and it pretty much, barring this one little dip, remained here until the end of Feb, right? Which is like, this is like a 5-month, 6-month extreme greed part of the cycle. And what is this? What happens in this extreme greed part of the cycle? In this extreme greed part of the cycle, it's madness all around, as 𝗔𝗕𝗓 says, but people want in. Everybody wants into Bitcoin. If you haven't already had the call from your friend or your Uber driver or the lady in the lost luggage department, you're about to get that call very, very soon. Because the more money people make in crypto, the more people want to get into crypto to make money. It's just human nature, right? And so for those of you who are sitting here and saying, okay, we're near the top, I want to say to you that we're nowhere near the top. In fact, the best part of it is the part that's coming now. And this is the part where retail investors are going to end up making a hell of a lot of money, right? And these retail investors have a different investing style. And we need to talk about that investing style, because right now, this is the period where the people who are going to make money are going to be the retail investor. And the retail investor have a very different investment style and trading style than we do. And we need to look at their trading style and look at their investment style and use it to determine which tokens are going to go up and to be able to actually get into those tokens, okay? So let's talk about what their investment style actually looks like and what their trading style actually looks like, right? And that way you can use the information to engineer yourself a trading strategy or an investment strategy that will outsmart 100% of the retail investors. Now, let me start off by saying, right now, I think that the retail investors have outsmarted a lot of you. So I think a lot of you are holding an investment portfolio, and in that investment portfolio, you're not beating these retail investors that are posting screenshots of the amount of money they're making on their tokens. How many of you actually feel like that, right? How many of you actually feel like that? Let me know in the comments if you feel like that, because I know I've certainly been feeling like that. And I had to analyze what I'm doing wrong and why these retail investors are actually doing so much better than a lot of other people are doing. And so I narrowed it down to a few things. The first thing is we need to analyze their investment style. Okay, now the retail investor, let me tell you, they are not doing any research. They don't care about TPS. They don't care about daily transactions. They don't care about number of active wallets. They could not give a shit. The problem with us is, or the problem with most smart investors, in inverted commas, is that smart investors are spending a lot of their time analyzing all of this data, right? They want to know the number of active addresses. They want to know the growth in active addresses. They want to know the growth of transactions. Well, spoiler alert, retail investors aren't doing this shit. Okay? Retail investors are basically looking at three things, right? They're looking at, the first thing that retail investors are looking at is they're looking at coins that they know. Familiarity, right? So what I did was I went to TikTok and I called a list of coins that were the most popular coins on TikTok. These are the coins that retail actually know. They know Dogecoin, they know Polygon, they know Solana, they know Cardano, they know Litecoin. So the first thing that they're doing is they are investing in familiar coins. That's the first thing that they're doing. The second thing that retail investors are doing is they're investing in coins where they have access. And remember, for them, access is not the same as access for us, right? They're looking at coins where they can access it using their brokerage account where they have money. They're not opening DEXs and DEX screener accounts and stuff like that. That's not how retail investors invest. They go to Robinhood, they open the Robinhood app. Either the stuff is available on Robinhood, in which case they actually invest in it, or they don't, right? And to that end, we heard, a lot of people are talking about it in the chat, Robinhood just listed 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗘 coin. So I bet you that if I click on the chart of 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗘 coin, the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗘 coin is really, really, really up. There we go. It's going up again. Why did it go up? Because Robinhood just gave the retail investor access to coins. And so retail investors effectively use three investment criteria. Number one, do we know the coin? Number two, do we have access to the coin? And number three, are the influencers actually pushing the coin? In other words, am I being influenced to actually buy the coin? That's all that retail investors care about. They throw the research out the window. They have no idea that this site or any other site like this actually exists. They could not give a shit about the number of usage or TPS. They care about three things. Do I know the coin? Do I have access to the coin? And are the influencers actually pushing this coin? That is all retail investors care about. And right now, when it comes to access, right, Robinhood just listed Solana, ADA, XRP, and 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗘. Okay, you know what's going to happen now. Solana, ADA, XRP, and 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗘 are all going to go up. Why? Because Robinhood just gave millions and millions and millions of retail investors access to these tokens, right? And so these are the tokens that they're going to buy. Access, familiarity, and the last one is influence. And to this end, what retail investors look for is they look for people to tell them to buy things. Because why they are here is they are here to try and emulate the success that other people created. What a retail investor is looking for is they've heard the stories and they've seen the screenshots of people buying Peanut and Doge and whatever else, and they just want to do exactly the same thing. It's so simple. They're like, hold on. Let me do exactly the same thing. I want to go to the crypto. It's like, why did I get into Bitcoin? Because I heard that a lot of people were making money on Bitcoin. And so I got into Bitcoin. Simple. That is how retail investors think. They think, where did people make money? I want to make the same amount of money. And so what they do is they start following influencers. That's pretty much what it is. And so those are the three investment criteria. Knowledge, in other words, familiarity. 2, availability, and 3 is influence. And right now, the biggest influencer in the world is Elon Musk, right? Because he owns the biggest social influence platform in the world. And right now, if you look at Lunar Crash, which by the way, Lunar Crash breaks down for you where tokens are actually being mentioned and which creators are actually mentioning them. And you can see right here that Elon Musk is the top creator in the world at the moment, right? So right now, retail investors are following Elon Musk. Simple. And Elon Musk has been appointed to run a government department called the Department of Government Efficiency, which spells Doge. And so Doge has effectively become the meme of America.
I'm actually not actively involved in crypto.
Oh no, okay. Well,
so
Dogecoin.
You know, I make Dogecoin jokes and stuff because I kind of like Dogecoin because it's got the best sense of humor and it has dogs and memes.
So Elon's always been shilling Doge, but now it's different because now Doge has actually become the official meme for the government of the United States. Simple. Doge has become the official meme for the United States. And Elon Musk has been shilling it non-stop. And it's not only Elon Musk. That has now spread to 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓𝗘. I mean, just listen to 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓𝗘.
Musk brings to the market, he executes on, including catching a giant rocket, out of space, as we saw yesterday. Absolutely incredible. Chopsticks, as they're called. Those are called executional skills. I would pay to see the movie where they unleash Elon Musk on the federal government in looking for efficiencies. That is a great idea. I 100% endorse this. He would do a fantastic job for every single taxpayer. Release the hounds.
Release the hounds. Release the Doge. That's pretty much 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓𝗘. And so right now, Doge is running like absolute crazy. And the other Doge, which is the meme coin, which is around Department of Government Efficiency, also is running. It's almost like you have the big daddy over here, which has a, I don't know, Doge today must have, let's look at the market cap of Doge. I think it has like a $60 billion market cap, if I'm not mistaken. So that's actually $60 billion fully diluted market cap, which is incredible. But then you've got like a smaller Doge, which we've actually been calling since before the elections. I don't know if you remember, but before the elections over here, we told you guys that this coin was going to be one of the best ones if Trump was actually going to win. And we landed up being correct here. Now Trump has made it official. The two people that are going to be leading the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, are Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are both very much pro-crypto. Very much pro-crypto. So that is what you're actually dealing with here, right? And they're making merchandise around the Department of Government Efficiencies. They literally, the real Donald Trump's campaign is selling Doge t-shirts. So when they're talking about the Department of Government Efficiency, when they're talking about the Department of Government Efficiency, they are building this meme of America. And it's exactly what like Elon said. Elon said today, he said, America was saved by a squirrel and a meme coin. And as soon as he tweeted about the squirrel and the meme coin, peanuts started to run. And so what you're seeing now is that it's not about anything to do with fundamentals. It's not about anything to do with research. Zero to do with fundamentals, zero to do with research. It's all about three things. It is about availability, it is about familiarity, and it is about influence. And if you can narrow down to those, then that is where you land up making these amazing trades. And the problem is that we're so far in the weeds and we know this so well that what we're doing is we're trying to look for too many signs and we're trying to look for the ZK and the privacy, and retail are just saying, bro, where can I buy it? Who's talking about it? And can I make money on it? And that's pretty much it. And so I started to uncover where retail were actually getting all their information from, because that's the next thing that I needed to do. I needed to understand, where is this well of information that retail is sucking out of? Where is retail getting all this information from? Because if I can understand where they're getting the information from, then I can front run them and I can actually beat them to it, right? That's the reality of things. And so I started looking for like a whole lot of tools. The first tool I went to was LunaCrush. The problem is LunaCrush is too late, right? So it basically tells you who has mentioned and what has been mentioned. That for me is too late, like that's too late. And then in the whole research, I came across a few things. The first thing is I realized that I wasn't the only one picking up on this. Someone else tweeted and said, attention and liquidity are becoming much less scarce as we go higher. Attention is becoming less scarce because there are more people and there are more people talking about crypto. And liquidity, meaning availability of money and tokens with retail, are becoming much less scarce. And he says the meme coin sector added 60 billion and Coinbase went up from 484 to 70. This is no longer a player versus player mindset. This is about more people actually coming in, right? And so I went down the rabbit hole and I realized that a lot of people missed, like we didn't miss Whiff, we didn't miss Popcat, thank God, we didn't miss Goat, and we didn't miss Peanut. In fact, Peanut was called in frontrunners about 1,000 times, okay? But I realized that you just have to have a new skill. And the new skill is that you just have to understand where retail are getting their information from. And then I went into TikTok. And that's when it hit me. here we are on YouTube and we're getting ourselves like 100,000 views a show, 80,000 views a show. These guys are getting millions of views a show.
Perhatikan dari 20, 14 diantaranya.
Okay, and so what you have is you have this whole movement on TikTok. I mean, I want you to just have a look at this movement on TikTok. This has got 2 million views. Okay, like just like casually, I'm saying 2 million views, which is more than all of Alex Becker's last 10 videos, the last 15 videos that I've made. This has got 2 million views. I'm gonna mute the music because I'm gonna get a copyright strike for it. They talk about Doge, they talk about ICP, they talk about IOTA, they talk about Shiba, and the last one they talk about Tau. I think there might be one more. Okay, that is what TikTok are looking at. And again, I want to just show you, they're not looking at quality, they're looking at Doge, Shiba, ICP, Tau. And this has 2 million views. Then you get guys like this. He's got himself 671,000 views. I want you to listen to this, 30 seconds.
These 5 coins are pumping right now. They're coming back from the dead and they are going to go to the moon. Number 1 is Matic, Polygon Matic. Number 2 is Tron, TRX. Everyone's building their meme coins on Tron. Number 3 is XRP. XRP has been pumped.
Okay, so if I carry on with the music, the problem is that they're gonna get it. But you can see YouTube's gonna strike me. But you can see he talks about XRP, AVAX, and let's see what the 5th one is. Number 5 is Link. So it's not the new coins, it's not the shiny things, it's the altcoins. It's the things that are familiar. Okay, another one which has got herself 200,000 views. Coins to buy in October.
The first one is SWITCH, a layer 1 blockchain that's been getting a lot of attention for its scalability. Always more projects are launching there, so it's definitely one to watch. Next is 𝗥𝗢𝗕𝗏. This cat meme coin is building massive hype in the Solana ecosystem and the community is growing faster. It's my favorite meme coin right now. And finally Chainlink, with all the partnership it's landing, I see.
Okay, so Chainlink, again, the old coins and some small meme coins. And I mean, this carries on and on and on. This guy's talking about a $1 Doge. These guys, I mean, they have predictions, but look at the coins they're making predictions. Bitcoin, BNB, Sol, TON, XRP, Floki, and Shiba. I'm going to switch off the music again. So they make these predictions. And again, here's another one of these. This guy is talking about, believe it or not, IOTA. Okay, just watch this.
Cryptos can make you rich by 2025, and you'll never guess what the last one is. IOTA is one of my favorite YOLO plays that I have going into the 2024 halving. IOTA is a crypto that I've been looking at for years. One of the first cryptos that's feeless, where you don't have to.
Talks about IOTA. Tells me how good IOTA is. I haven't heard about IOTA since 2017.
Everything. Quantum computers will destroy all.
But he knows it. Familiarity.
One of the few cryptos is safe against that. IOTA still has a lot of potential. A lot of major corporations out there are integrating for it because the technology is so sound. The second one is Fetch.ai.
Okay, so you see the tokens that these guys are actually talking about. It's not the ones with the best fundamentals. It's Polygon, BNB, XRP, Doge, Arbitrum, ADA, BTC, Injective, ETH, Stellar Lumens, believe it or not, Stellar Lumens. So this is what is happening in the TikTok-verse. That's what these people are actually looking at. That is where retail investors are actually getting their investment calls, and they're not looking at any kind of fundamental research. They're looking at 3 things. Do I know it? Does it sound familiar? Are influencers talking about it? And is there any way that I can buy this thing quickly? And so what we did was we actually went into TikTok and we started to compile a list. And we looked at what people are tagging at. And it's XRP, Doge, Ethereum, Litecoin, SUI, Polygon, Cardano, Hedera. I mean, who like 3, okay, Solana, Tron, Avalanche. That is what these people on TikTok are actually talking about, okay? And I know a lot of people are laughing and going, there's no way that I'm investing in this. And to be honest, I kind of agree with you. Because I don't want to be buying any of these tokens. So now I'm in a little bit of a dilemma, right? Because I've seen what retail are going to be buying and what retail are going to be pumping, and I don't want to buy it. There's no way that I'm buying this list as my big list, specifically when I rank it by number of views. I'm not buying these tokens. I need something that is a bit better than this. And so that is where I think we can actually maybe outsmart retail. The first thing in this investment style is that you've got to realize that this is a long-term game. And we should be thankful that the money is coming from outside of the crypto ecosystem into these tokens, right? Because that is the first part of this game. So it's important to realize a month is not 2 days. The market distributes wealth from the impatient to the patient. When Doge goes parabolic, it's typically catalyzed a wealth effect rotation into other alts further along the risk curve. Now, the same thing applies for these things. Someone says here, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 is very right here. It says, a good time to unload your old shit coins, okay? So that's exactly the attitude that you should have. What's going to happen is exactly this. The money is going to start flowing into the tokens that these people know and they have access to. But those tokens are absolute garbage. And then that money is going to start flowing into quality. These guys are your exit liquidity for your old garbage bags so that you can take the money and that you can invest it into other bags, right? That is the way that I see this cycle actually playing out. It's exactly the same thing that happened with GameStop. So I'm going to use the example of GameStop. Remember GameStop? And remember how everyone thought that retail investors, specifically TikTok investors, could get this absolutely dead stock to go up, and the stock went up 600%? Well, it went straight back down again, right? And then the money flowed back into all the other tokens. And so what I think you need to understand is that we want these retail investors in and let them come in through whichever avenue they want to come in. They want to come in through Doge, let them come in through Doge. They want to come in through Shiba, let them come in through Shiba. Come in anyway, come into whatever entrance you want. Every single door is open in this club, okay? It's not, we don't have bouncers at the door, we got nothing. Every door's open, come in whichever way you want. You want to come in the side, come in the side. You want to come in the left, the back, who the hell gives shit? Just get in here. Once you do that and you're in the ecosystem, the money will start flowing into quality. This is a game between the impatient and the patient. Now, great. So how do we play this? The first way to play it is, look, if you want to have some fun trades, then start playing the influence game. Look at coins where you think that TikTok is going to get, where TikTokers are going to start talking about them. Usually it's going to be the more fun meme coins. Usually it's going to be the older coins that haven't yet pumped and that are familiar. XRP, XLM, Cardano. Meme coins that retail will easily understand. Those are the ones that will definitely pump. If you want to play that game, and to be honest, I think you should play the game. It's a lot of fun. I'm playing that game. I bought Peanut. I bought Dogecoin. It's a lot of fun. But then I suggest that what you do is you at that point take a more cautious and more responsible approach. Because if you're this guy and you landed up making a whole lot of money and then you landed up losing it all, you actually landed up making nothing, right? So yes, okay, great. Buy something, goes up, goes down. You actually haven't made anything. And so the idea is to say the following. What if we could say the following? Let's make a list of our top 5 coins in the top 5 narratives that we actually think are going to run in this cycle, okay? So let's say, instead of trying to outsmart the market and whatever else, take a small part of your portfolio and start playing these high influence coins. But then do something else. Take your top 5 coins, take your top coins in your top narratives. And for me, the top narratives actually obviously store of value. Obviously chains, layer 1, layer 2 chains is another big narrative for me. The third narrative for me, AI. The fourth narrative, gaming. The fifth narrative, meme coins. The sixth narrative, RWA. Take the six best narratives. Choose your best altcoins in those narratives. And I'm just showing you the coins. Obviously for the store of value, it's Bitcoin. For the L1, it's Solana is my safer bet. If you want to go riskier, go SUI or Phantom, right? Because those are definitely going to pump. In fact, going into December, Phantom is absolutely going to explode. Why? Because the Sonic chain is actually launching. Then, of course, the AI narrative is going to run because there's NVIDIA results coming up. So take your pick. On the safer side, you can take Tau because 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 is an amazing pick. And if you want to go into the more risky one, go into Akash. If you want to go into real world assets, then go into Mantra or Pendle, because Pendle is a very, very, very unique offering. Or go to 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗓 or to Clearpool if you want something riskier. Indexes, Jupiter and Aerodrome. In gaming, go to Beam, or go for the Beam being the infrastructure play that everybody's probably going to use. and then go for prime, which is a combination of AI and gaming, and then pick yourself a safe meme and a riskier meme. And then ask yourself, see, that's what your portfolio looks like, and then ask yourself 3 questions, right? Does retail have access to these coins, or will retail have access to these coins, right? So does retail have access to these coins? Would you buy Solana? Yes, of course. So retail has access. Would you buy Tau? Harder to get access, question mark. You need to look at access, influence, and quality. And my feeling is you should only invest in tokens that score high on the token score and will do well on all these other narratives. That is for your investment. For your trading bags, hey, have as much fun as you want. Who cares? Just then all you're doing is you're trading influence or you're trading access, right? You know that a token's going to get listed on Binance. It's a piece of shit token, but you know it's going to get listed on Binance. You know that token's going to pump, okay? Now, the question is, which ones are going to pump? Well, look for the ones that have over $100 million market cap. Look for the ones that have very vibrant communities. Look for the ones that have been here for quite a while. Binance is going to list them. That's how simple this game actually is. Don't overanalyze it. Don't overanalyze it. So again, just to summarize what I'm saying here, and just before I summarize, I know people are saying Bitcoin is at 92,000. This is the momentum effect. This is this effect here coming into play. Do you remember how hard it was for us to pump $1,000 a while back? Now we're pumping $25,000 in a week, right? So I say again, break up your portfolio into 2 parts. The irresponsible part and the responsible part. The irresponsible part, trade like a mofo. Have fun, trade like a mofo. All you're looking for in the irresponsible part is you are looking for influence and accessibility. That's it. Can I buy it anywhere? And are the influencers going to talk about it? For the more responsible part of your portfolio, you're going to add in one other thing and say, is this thing actually quality? And that is what I would do. I wouldn't look for it. I wouldn't look too deep. I wouldn't go into things that are very, very, very small. Just ask yourself, does retail are the ones buying our bags? Will they have access? Will they have influence? Will they have quality? That's it. Now, to that end, there are a couple of tools that can actually help you. One of the tools which can really help you, but it's very expensive, is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 costs about $1,000 a month. I don't expect many people to be able to afford this 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 tool. We have it because we're a research house, and this shows us where the share of attention is and everything else, but this is a very expensive tool. At the bottom of the show, there is another tool which I want you to register for. It's free. It's not going to cost you any money, okay? So what it is, it's called NFA, not financial advice. And what this tool actually does is it scans Twitter, it back tests and tells you who has influence and tells you what coins they're actually calling, and it back tests it. Now, if you click on that link below, you're not going to get in. You're going to get into their waiting list, which they're going to open up very, very, very soon. And this will be able to very soon actually help you make these decisions, right? So that is, it's called NFA, not financial advice. It's an AI curated crypto feed, which basically it's a Telegram. It takes serving you top crypto insights on demand, basically from influencers on demand, right? That is essentially how I would play it. Get as many tools as you can, look for as much influence as you can. Remember, retail is going to be here, and they're going to be talking about influence and attention. Now, if you want to trade these things, and you want to get 10% off your trading fees, sign up to Bybit, sign up to BitGet, sign up to Blowfin. I'll put all the links below. If you sign up for this month, for the rest of the year, you're going to get 10% off your trading fees, and that becomes a lot of money. Then, lastly, very important. So, we have a new channel. The channel is called Crypto Live. The reason why we created Crypto Live is because we want to go live and we want to bring you trades. The problem is we can't go live because there's so many shows on all of our channels on Banter and Banter Plus. So subscribe to Crypto Live because this is where we're going to bring you trading. Sheldon's going to be doing trading. When I want to go live, I'm going to go to Crypto Live and I'm actually going to go live. Now that it's the end of the show, you can go, the last thing that you do, go below, click on Crypto Live, sign up for Crypto Live, and I promise you, you're going to get an amazing, amazing, amazing channel, which is going to bring you all the live alpha, and it might even start as soon as tonight. So with that in mind, I'm reminding you again, don't be too smart. Look for attention, look for influence, look for familiarity, and look for access. And everything else, will pretty much take care of itself. Just make sure that you're also investing in quality. Now, with that over, I'm going to go out and party in Bangkok, because they say one night in Bangkok, you know what they say. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.